Hi flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mandy, and you have found my little corner of YouTube where I plan to share about my cross stitch and some quilting. Oh, gross. This is Henry. He is our 1-year-old. He's a German wire-haired pointer. I'm sitting on the ground because I didn't really feel like I had a good spot to sit, and so it's kind of an awkward, ugly angle, but hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. Thank you for clicking play. This is like flosstube 4, we'll say, after a bit of a hiatus from flosstube. I think my last video was like 3 months ago. I shared a bunch of Halloween whips, so it had to be around then. Life kind of just got busy, so I didn't really record anything. And I kind of hemmed and hawed about, not necessarily if I was going to continue. Like, I like sitting down and doing this, and I really want the, like the interaction and the friendships that people develop, but I'm just very bad at that, like communicating with people, or like having that two-way conversation, I guess, is a struggle for me. But I watch a lot of flosstube, and I plan to try to hop on a bunch of stitch alongs, and yeah, why not just try to share about them too. And I've had some like big finishes, and so that's fun to share with you guys. So I have one fully finished object that I thought I would share. Henry, stop. I attended the Jingle Ball, and I took a couple classes. And the one that I got the full kit for was Teresa Kogut's. I don't remember the name of this pattern. Something snowman. But yeah, these are stitched on perforated paper and with DMC, and the kit came with like the ribbon and the rusty jingle bells, and yeah, it was pretty fun and easy. And I had it done for Christmas, but I didn't hang it up because I didn't know where to hang it up. So next year I'll have to be a little better about that. And then these are not really in any particular order. Just kind of finishes since my last video, I guess. But I'm in the club with that quarter shop for this. What do they call it? Whatever the Stitching with the Housewives this is called. The only one I fully finished was the very first one that came out. But I finished stitching this one, Bittersweet Boulevard. I'm stitching on a 28 count Lugana with, you get the floss pack in the club, so with the called for floss. Here's the next one, poinsettia place. Oops. You can see I stitch it on one piece, and then, so this is like, I guess an eighth of, it's a fourth of a fat quarter. So a fat eighth, I guess. Yeah, so you can get them on that piece of fabric. Sorry if the dog chewing the toy is annoying. I find it annoying, but if you're wearing headphones, it's probably extra loud. So I still have, I'm a little bit behind on that. I have the January one, which is Snowdrops. I have the February one, which is like something roses. The March one is on the way. That's daffodils. I was hoping to keep up better, which I guess I'm technically not behind. It's still January. But I feel behind because I now have the third one on the way. I'm drinking some chamomile tea. It's about 5:45 Saturday night. What's the date? January 18th. Sorry I didn't say that earlier. Thank you for tuning in. What's next? So probably the next big finish I had was this one. This is called Christmas Tree. It was by Barbara Anna. I got it as a kit from Netka Moscow several years ago. It was a Christmas start, probably in 2021. And then I pulled it out last year thinking like, oh, I'm just going to UFO it. But I really liked this fabric. It's a 20, I think it's a 25 count Lugana. I really need to iron this thing. Sorry. And so I just finished it because I got about this much done last year. And then I had this and the snowflakes and stuff to do, but pulled it out as a focus piece and I got it done. So that's fun. I've been kind of, the last couple months, I was kind of just like focused on finishing things. And so I'm down to about 39 whips now, which feels good. I have a lot of kitted things, which you can see those boxes are all like kitted projects, either with floss or fabric or both. So I think I have easily over 100 things kitted. And so I don't know, I hem and haw about starting a bunch of stuff. Because sometimes I feel like 40 whips is a lot of whips, and sometimes I'm like, oh, it's, you know, what's the difference if they're actually started versus just sitting there with fabric in them. So yeah, there's really not. And I have not big plans, but I have my plans this year kind of are to still finish some of the big whips that have been lingering. And then for my whip go board, I put, I think, 24 different designers, all of whom I have charts kitted up. And I'm, each month when 2 of them are called, I'm going to try to start those projects. And yeah, we'll see how long they linger. Anyways, this is my next finish. This is called Invierno by Satsuma Street. I have the floss. It's just on a 28 or 25 count white Lugana with the called for DMC. I actually went ahead and ordered all the variegated, like this out border is a variegated DMC. This snowflake uses 2 different variegated DMCs, so I didn't have all of them, so I went ahead and ordered them from 123 Stitch for the other 3 seasons. So hopefully I can start those, at least start them this year. I don't know if I'll finish them or not. The next one, get back. So we went on a cruise the first week of January, and I just wanted to bring one project that I could easily pull out. And so I brought this, a 25 count Heritage Lugana, all with DMC, and I had just about everything outlined. Like this big snowman, I had all the fill-in to do. I had a lot of this fill-in. I had these to fill in. I think I had this whole bottom to do. I did have the little snowflakes, which did require the chart in a little bit, but it was easy to sit by the pool and just fill in the snowman and watch my kids swim, or, you know, it was nice. It took the whole week of the cruise, all 7 days, just about. I think I finished it the last day, and then I did bring one other project, but I didn't put many stitches into it, and I actually didn't even bring that to show you because I'm out of practice with flosstube. Anyways, so yeah, snowballs for sale. This is Lori Holt, her Bee in My Bonnet. I am on a real big Lori Holt kick right now. I've ordered a ton of her kits, or quilting kits, and I want to do the sew-alongs. It's a little bit of an obsession at the moment, but I need to calm down and rein it in a little bit. Anyway, so that's snowballs for sale. And then Primrose Cottage has been doing this Free Stitch Fridays, I think they call it, and like you can get the kit a couple weeks in advance. And so I ordered this one. This was January's Free Stitch Friday, I believe January's, and so this was really a nice quick stitch. This is like a 28 count ash Lugana, I think. A couple of those, like the green and the 2 blues, are Cottage Garden threads, which I'd never stitched with before, and I like them. It's nice that they're pre-cut for you. The only thing I don't like is if you have like half a strand left, they're not easy to reattach to the fabric. So anyways, and then the next big finish, this feels like, oh, so good, is 324 by, oh shit, what's her name? Arlene Cohen. What is her name? Do I have the chart around here somewhere? Nope. Anyways, Arlene Cohen. Gosh, that's gonna bother me. Anyways, I started this last year when it came out for market. I started it on March 24th. I did not do the motif a day, like a lot of people did, but I still think I finished it in roughly the same amount of time as if I were to do a motif a day. I used, I did all 324 colors of DMC. This thing it's beautiful. Not to toot my own horn, but it's either a 28 or a 32 count linen, just a white, probably from Joann's or something. It was just in my stash. I can't wait to get this thing framed. I think I'm gonna get it framed. I saw Two Martini Stitcher finished hers into a pillow, which is actually also a very good idea. I just worry that my dogs will chew it up, and that would be very devastating. They did that. My not Henry, not the dog you saw, but the other dog. His name is Hank, and he's much older. He's like 12. Should have known better, but he chewed up. I had finished Lori Holt's Flea Market Flowers cross stitch into a pillow, and he got a hold of it and chewed the corner up, and so to a point where it's not really like salvageable. Anyways, you love them, but man. All right, and then this was my most recent finish. Country Cottage Needleworks, called In the Meadow. I've had this thing kitted up for years and years. This is a green Bee Stitch Me fabric. It's a Lugana. I'm not sure. Looks like a 28. I stitch it with a called for Classic Colorworks. This was a pretty quick stitch. I started and finished it like to get, you know, straight through or whatever, and it took a couple days. I think I started it last Thursday, so maybe a little over a week, but I was actually stitching on 324 in between there. This was my like bring to work piece. So yeah, that's the other finish. That feels good. Sorry, I don't really have any other fully finished things, and I didn't bring any whips because the whip was in the meadow, and now I am going to go over some plans, and that was kind of why I wanted to film this video, is because I have big plans. I feel like I have big plans. And I think it just kind of helps to share them and talk them through. And so I told you my plans for WhipGo. This month, I don't remember the numbers that were called, but it's Hello from Liz Matthews and the Drawn Thread. And so I have several Drawn Thread pieces already, like several is yeah, several. But so I have these, I think this is what I'm going to start, is the Winter Garden by the Drawn Thread. I got the kit from pretty much sure from the website. It's with a 32 count Lugana linen, Smoky Pearl Belfast linen, and then those are silk threads, needle pointing. And it says Dinky Dyes in there, so I think I'm going to start this in the next near future, anyways, hopefully in January. But I did, because this is, you know, obviously a seasonal thing, I did end up ordering, I have the Summer Garden tucked away somewhere. I did order the Spring Garden, same thing with the fabric and floss, although I don't really like the colors of this one, so I think I might change the background to like a, maybe a light green or something more springy. I was thinking maybe a light pink too, but I think I just don't like, I don't dislike the colors. I like the pattern, and I think the colors are pretty. I think it's something about it on the white I don't love. So that was spring. Like I said, I have summer in those bins somewhere. And then this is autumn. Oh, also very pretty. I would stitch this as is. And then, you know, I couldn't resist this butterfly garden one. That's also very, very fun. So that's a little bit of haul, I guess. Okay, so that was my drawn thread goal. And then this is Liz Matthews. I've had this winter garden kitted up for a little while. I think this was a release a couple years ago. And it's very pretty. I kitted it with like some, this says 36 count winter or something, and then with like silks from Stash. And so I would like to start this and stitch it too. And that's the thing, those Whip Go ones wouldn't necessarily be like a start and a finish. They'd be like a start and a work on, save for next year kind of thing, save for the next couple of years. And that's the thing I bounce back and forth on, is like, how many things do I want to start that I won't finish this year? Long before it bugs me. I don't know. Okay. This, just because it's sitting right here, is, you know, the next Snowdrop Street. So I have to start this imminently because I would like to finish it in January. This is my next, like, been a whip for a while. And I would like to pull it out to finish this year. It's called the Rose Garden. That's not what it's called. I'm blanking on the word, but it's an owl forest embroidery. I mean, I'm a decent way done. I have the kit. I don't know this fabric, but I like it. And I have the owl forest flosses. So if I just like sat down and stitched on it, it really wouldn't take that long. But Queen Rose, it's called Queen Rose. There's the cover photo again. And so that's like the next goal project to finish from my older long-term projects. That's another one that I kind of want to start. This could be like a start and a finish this year. It's called Winter by Rosewood Manor. Just a pretty small, it's 96 by 64, and it came with the floss. So I just need to pull a fabric, which I think I will do that tonight. And maybe this will be my next like bring to work project. It's pretty small and easy to bring. This one, I think this came out last year, Counting Puddles. Magical Snowflakes. I think it's so stinking cute, that snowman, and I feel like this would stitch up pretty fast. It's 97 by 107, DMC floss. I just have a piece of, is this what it calls for? This is 14 count Ada from Hobby Lobby, and it calls for Navy Ada from Charles Craft, but you know what, it's probably very similar. I feel like it wouldn't take that long to stitch, and so that was kind of on my short list to hopefully start and finish this year, but you can't finish them if they're not started. And so that's my thing about the Whip Go board too, is starting them so that they're started and I'm more likely to pick them up. The other kind of goal is to do, I heard about this from Two Martini Stitcher, to do a motif a week on And a Forest Grew. I would really like to finish this year. And I thought I was gonna like try to focus on it and finish it, but I think instead of doing that, I will just do the motif a week thing. And here's my progress. This is a 36 count Tyco by Picture This Plus, I believe. So I started it over here and then realized I don't like starting in the top left. I prefer to stitch from right to left. And so I stitched across the top, and this is like the first and second page, or the far left of the chart. I mean, so I think a motif a week is doable. I could, you know, just Sunday mornings, wake up and stitch a motif. This thing uses a crap ton of floss, so yeah, that's one goal or plan. Another thing that I plan to start soon is I joined this Wordy Birds stitch along. Thanks Helen D for the enablement. I pulled this 16 count sparkly Ada from Be Stitch Me. I thought that would be pretty, so I need to get that together. And then here's February. This is stitch. So see, behind on this one too. Okay, there's those. And then I have Cottage Garden Threads. She's done several of these series. These are a ton of stitching. I think from this series, the only one I have is done is the turkey. I think that's this, A Time for All Seasons series. And I was in, when they were released, I did a club, I think it was from Crazy Annie's, that you got the fabric with it, which is a 40 count, which I stitched slow on, and then you got like the one variegated floss. So I want to start all of these. So all 12 of these, or all 11 of these, I guess. And then same thing for this A Year in the Woods one. I want to start all of these and one day finish them. And then this is an older series from her. It's called the Songbird Garden series. I have them all. And I thought this one would be good for February. But again, I have one of these started. I started it for like Mother's Day several years ago. But started and not finished. But I love these too. And so I have all three of those things kitted up. I would like to start them. So really I just need to go on a starting spree, but then I get a little bit of anxiety doing that. The other things I've been seeing people talk about, sorry, I'm getting sore sitting on the ground. I've been seeing people talk about is this, not people, I think I saw two floss tubers mention it. The Sweetheart Hill, which I really like. It's not kitted up at all, but I have more than enough floss and fabric and stuff. And I mean, that would take years and years to stitch, but it's beautiful. So yeah, I think I'm going to kit that up. And then what else? Oh, I don't know. Do you want to see? Oh, I had hoped to also start this. Fat Quarter Shop did a they did a stitch along a couple of years ago where they kind of changed the colors. And so I bought the floss pack at that point, and I have the linen, and I wanted to stitch one a month because I did pretty well with that last year. I finished, they were all smalls, but I finished several things that I stitched one a month. Not fully finished, but I finished them. I finished the stitching on them, and that was kind of motivating. And so I wanted to start that. And then I just pulled some like Valentine's-y patterns that I have kitted up that I hope to start and stitch for Valentine's Day. These little collector's hearts, heart in hand. This is the 2017 one. This is the 2019 one. I've stitched one, I think. I need to get my Valentine's decorations out. Let's see, this was last year's 2024. 2025 says coming to me from Top Knot Stitcher. So there's the fabric. And then I just pulled these because they're Valentine's and I want to start them. This is new from Primrose Cottage this year. And then this one, it's a Blackbird Designs little tiny one. I pulled and kitted it last year, but I didn't end up starting it. I think I had a fun, yeah, this really pretty, like, pink floss. And then, like, this would be a good thing that's easy to bring to work with me and pull out between patients when I'm done charting, yada, yada, yada. And then, I don't have a picture. I wonder if I should talk about it. Alessandra Adelaide has a very pretty, like, heart cross stitch that's like florals and hearts, and I was going to stitch it on this. And then I'm in Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon, and the pattern she released this month is very pretty, and I think I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to do a floss toss for that. I think I might stitch it on a purple. I have the purple fabric over there. The question is what color thread to use. Yeah, so that's my plans. I'm hoping that I will stick to them, and that by filming and showing this video, yeah, I'll stick to them and be more, not to say that I'm not motivated, but I will be excited to get on and show you guys and post to Instagram and that kind of thing. So, I'm gonna hop off. It was a shorter video than I thought. I've been doing a lot of quilting as well, and so it's really hard to juggle the two because I have not as many quilting projects, but pretty darn close. No, not nearly close, but I have a lot of quilting projects too, and not enough time in the day. Luckily, my kids are getting a little bit older, and they're being, I mean, older than they were a couple of years ago. They're 5 and 8. But they're a little more self-entertaining, I guess. They play with each other really well, so that's helpful. So I can kind of sneak off down here and sew my heart to my heart's content. Not to my heart's content, but I can sew. All right, I'm just rambling. If you like tuned into this and like it, thank you. I really appreciate you watching. Hopefully you didn't find it annoying or rambly, and if you did, you know, maybe I won't see you next time. But yeah, if you come back, or if you know, if you like what you saw, if you're local to Kansas area, I'm in Junction City, Kansas. That's about 2 hours north of Wichita and about 2 hours west of Kansas City. I would like to find some local stitchy friends. I'm in the local quilt guild, but the problem is everybody's about a generation older than me, and which is fine. Like, you can still be friends with those people, but sometimes it's nice to have people who are at the same stage of life as you, just to talk to, who enjoy the same things. Like, I have people in the same stage of life that I can talk to, but I don't know, I'm pretty introverted, and I stay home and I want to stitch and sew, and now I'm really rambling. So yeah, if you've made it this far, bless you. And I will hopefully be back in, like, I don't know, 2 weeks. We'll see how much stitching I get done. 2 to 4 weeks maybe. I need to keep it on a somewhat regular schedule because that is also motivating. And easier to just, oh, it's flosstube time. Who cares how long it is? So anyways, okay, rambling. Thank you for watching. I'd love it if you subscribe and share my channel or whatever, if you feel like there's other people out there that would like to watch. Yeah, have a good night.